Good evening, everyone, and welcome to an impromptu episode of the Shooters Lounge podcast. I am Matt, your host, Post Up 323. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. If you really want to, it really gets us moving, gets some traffic on the internet. You can follow us on the artist formerly known as Twitter X at Shooters Lounge 3, and also on Instagram at Shooters Lounge 3. You can follow this on YouTube and also the artist formerly known as Twitter. And later you'll be able to listen back to it on Spotify and where else you get your podcasts. Now, we're going to be talking Team USA today. Obviously, at the weekend, winning the gold medal. Obviously, there's no better man to talk about legacies, gold medals, everything, Olympic basketball. We have, obviously, Adam, the Ballosopher. Adam, always a pleasure, bro. Good to have you on again, dude.
It's good to be here. Always good to be here. Thanks for the invite. You know how we do on Shooters Lounge. So thank you again for the invite. I am excited to talk about what we have to talk about tonight. You know, I even brought my Olympic ball out. Let's go.
Love it, mate.
Let's go.
Love it. Yeah, wasn't sure we were going to do a pod, but I was watching the gold medal and I thought, there's no way that we can let this pass us by. Where I've got to talk to the Ballosopher and get his thoughts on the gold medal game. Obviously, Team USA coming out winning the gold medal game against France. Ended up 98-87. Maybe some people thought it was closer than it should be, but USA were heavy favourites all the way through, and obviously have come out with the gold medal. Ballosopher, what were your thoughts on the Team USA retaining that gold medal?
I got a lot of controversial things to say, so you need to take these snippets out, post them on your socials as the hot takes, because I got plenty tonight.
Always, my friend.
Heavy favorites. What was the Team USA was the heavy favorites? Wait, let's pump the brakes. Let's pump the brakes, everybody, because I back the USA when it comes to world basketball, and I seem to remember everybody saying, "Bro, you got a stacked team. You better not lose. You couldn't even win the world championships. Everyone's better now. You know what I mean?" And then that's on one side. Then on the other side, like you mentioned, the win was too close, and any team USA team should be beating people. All like Shaq, love you, bro, but you talking foolishness, or any team USA should be beating these men by 20, blah blah blah. No, stop it. Let me break it down. Number one, Team USA were favorites. Let's not get twisted. They were favorites, as they should be.
Of course.
If we can just relive that roster, and mind you, that roster was already missing people. Yeah, people that some people feel should have gone, people that were disgruntled that they didn't get picked, and then people that got picked but then end up injured. But I guess we can get wrong to that. But be that as it may, even if we start with the lowly Derek Whites and I don't know, Tyrese Halliburton, no, because that's an all-star. Jrue Holiday, no, that's a two-time champion.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Tatum, who barely played any, but okay, that's an NBA champion and an MVP candidate. A lot of people forget that.
Yeah.
That roster had Bam Adebayo, Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, Wardell, Stephen Curry the second. And we can come back to you in a minute. LeBron James, Anthony Edwards, Devin Booker. Am I missing anybody? Who am I missing? I ain't even sure if we call everybody there just now.
Edwards, did you say Edwards?
Of course.
Yeah, I think you got everybody, bro.
You know what I mean? So, yes, that team was the favorites. You know why? Because everybody on that team plays in the best league in the world. That's why they take liberties and call their champion the world champion. But again, no Lyles. Noah Lyles. Everybody know the US being pompous and full of themselves when they call the
Yeah.
chance the world champion. Nobody ain't really paying attention to that. But don't you ever
No.
disrespect the USA basketball program again, Noah Lyles, because we could put together a roster that looks like this and then wave
Yes,
a
we
gold
can.
medal in your face. What's this?
Hmm.
Number 5 in a row? And if not for that blip in 2004, and we can talk about that tonight too. Like
Absolutely.
we would have been probably on a streak similar to what the women are on. Which
Yes.
which do and they deserve a mention tonight too, Mr.
Yeah.
Moderator, if we have time. But
Absolutely.
we were
Absolutely.
not heavy favorites, and this is why Serbia has the 3-time reigning NBA MVP and a collection of NBA players and very good Euro basketball players.
Mm.
Germany are the reigning world champions.
Yeah.
Canada, a whole heap of NBA players on that team. South Sudan, which almost embarrassingly set same US team right
Well,
here in London. Yeah?
I was there, sir. I nearly saw it. I nearly saw the greatest upset in basketball
In
history.
history. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
madness.
So yes, we were favorites, but heavy favorites? No. Stop it. And I ain't even mentioned the home nation. To which have you seen France's roster? Like Victor Wembanyama is an alien and he's 11 years old. He's 11 years old. He can play until he's 175. Bart, like if you don't get no injuries, he's going to be an absolute nightmare of a player.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert, Nicholas Batum, who just finished. Yes, okay, cool. At Fournier. France have a very well put together, and they have some names that have made themselves names for themselves in
Yes.
this said same Olympic Games. Namely,
Absolutely.
the guy that nobody remembers got blocked like 3 times in the final, but everybody will remember that he dunked on LeBron.
Yeah. The Yabusele. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So let's come down from there. That heavy favorites thing. Um, on the game itself, game was
Yeah.
a good game. It's a good game,
Mm.
just like Spain 2008. Just
Yeah.
like I think we played Spain in 2012 as well. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So just like back to back Spains, just like Australia 2016.
Hmm.
Um, you know, like you have a lot of very good basketball teams now, which again, these dudes like Shaq who think that the dream team, because the dream team used to wash the floor with everybody and beat everybody by 40,
Yeah.
and subsequently, Team USA's after that, like Dream Team 2 and the 2001, used to win by 10 or 15 or 20 or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
We a long way away from that now. A
Oh yeah.
long way away from that. So
Yeah.
even though you have a collection of the best collection of top players,
Mm.
they still got to do the job. And if they don't do the job, you got teams out there that are ready and capable
Mm.
of upsetting the apple cart. So
Mm.
don't play with your food. So
I
it was a
mean, USA is still top, bro, aren't they? But that gap is
100%.
narrowing, isn't it? That gap between the US and the rest is definitely getting smaller, isn't it? Without a doubt.
I disagree. Here's where I disagree now.
Okay, go on.
Here's where I disagree. What are we measuring the gap on?
Well, take Dream Team 92, for example. How many players are playing in the NBA on other teams? And how
Right.
many are playing in the NBA now? There's a lot
Okay.
more other countries born players playing in the
But
NBA now.
but but is that what's narrowing? I'm not knocking it. It's a great point. But
Yeah, yeah.
is that what narrows? I don't think that's what narrows the gap. It might be a factor, but that's not. South Sudan. How many NBA players South Sudan got?
Former NBA players, maybe a couple.
I want to hear former. I want to hear NBA players.
Oh,
How many
current
NBA
players.
players?
I don't
But
think they've got any. I don't think
but
so.
but they almost upset the apple cart. So
Yeah.
the reason why it's narrowing, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
agreeing with you. I just think the reason why it's narrowing is that the quality of basketball around the world is way better than
Yes.
1992. Like miles better.
Yeah.
Like because of a whole heap, you know what I mean, players learn a lot more. Yes, the fact of you got more international players playing in the NBA, so they'll be able to diversify the game worldwide. But we also got technology. So
Mm.
um like as great as the USA basketball is, like the gap is narrower because you have team players on teams that have the ability to upset the apple cart a lot easier now
Mm.
than before. This is
Yeah.
why I don't think it's as narrow as people think. As
Right. Okay.
long as the US put together their best collection,
Mm.
the only body that can beat the US is the US. Every time the US have been
Okay.
down, kudos to the opponents,
Yeah.
but the US are missing shots, and not trusting each other.
Mm.
Legit, like legit.
Yeah.
Because you still, no matter how great the talent is, they still got to play together as a team.
Yeah.
That was 2004's problem.
Yes.
2000, well, partly because a lot of people remember that 2014 for the one that failed and got a bronze medal. First of all, that 2014 and Ballosopher moment, that 2014 was blown up. So that wasn't even the team that went to Athens wasn't even the
Mm.
team that was supposed to go. The team that was supposed to go had T Mac, had
Yeah.
Antonio McDyess, I think, at the time, and Chris Webber was supposed to be on
Mm.
that team.
A lot of people pulled out, didn't they?
A lot of people, they had like
Yeah.
7 or 8 men that pull out,
Yeah.
right?
Well, because
And then
that's why LeBron and Wade and Carmelo were on that team, weren't they? Because
they basically took
they had
all
to
the rookies,
like try and get somebody there. Yeah, absolutely.
and then they told Allen Iverson, "Well, you just lead the Sixers of nuts and bolts to the finals
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
We giving you better talent.
Do it with these. Yeah.
Do it with these."
Yeah.
And these youngsters not only are young, inexperienced,
Yeah.
but they've also never played together.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So no matter how great the talent is, which then also, if you watch the Redeem Team documentary, they had to then
Mm.
learn to do, which
Yes.
Team USA, I would hope, understands again that the reason why these teams are closing the gap, narrowing the gap, as you say, and what's not, is because a lot of these players, regardless of where they play, they are the best players their country have to offer every single time.
Yeah.
Like it's like football, it's like international football. When you picking a team for a tournament,
Yeah.
don't come with your B side or C side and expect to.
Yeah.
Nah, that can no
Mm.
longer run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
And
everybody wants to be the team to beat the US as well, don't they?
everybody wants to be that.
Everybody, like
Everyone.
the South Sudan in that friendly. It might have been a friendly to the US, but to the South Sudan, that was
Hey, it was a
you know,
statement.
and
It
they
was a
played like that.
statement.
They played like it was a
Correct.
real game, and the US had to kind of probably exert a bit more energy than they thought they were going to have to in that game to
Correct.
kind of pull it out. So yeah,
Correct. Correct.
that's a good point, bro.
Correct.
Absolutely.
The game,
Um,
the gold medal game itself,
yeah,
or,
yeah, yeah,
or the tournament. I think again, America influence. And never have I ever heard of an Olympics MVP because we have to give LeBron something, right? God, it's sickening, sickening. Yes, I am a USA fan, but it's sickening. This foolishness. What
yeah.
MVP? What? But
Well,
anyway,
if I was Steph Curry and thinking, oh, I've just played in my last two games, I'd be like, hang on, what just
yeah.
happened? But
You see, but that's because
yeah,
it's not the MVP of the final. If it was the
no,
MVP of the
no,
final, then it'd be Wardell for sure.
yeah, yeah.
But
Well,
it's the MVP of the Olympics.
yeah, Curry
And
struggled, didn't he, until the last couple of games? So his shot wasn't there, was it? So, but
so so
when the lights were brightest, philosopher, Mr. Curry came through, didn't he?
yeah, but to be fair, so did LeBron. LeBron led that
Yeah,
team
yeah,
well,
absolutely.
man.
Yeah.
LeBron led that team. LeBron
Mm.
literally fulfilled exactly what he said 12 months ago. When they lost, LeBron literally did a version of what Kobe did for the Redeem team.
Mm.
Because remember,
Yes.
Kobe was the missing piece,
Yeah.
and LeBron originally was supposed to be leader of the team. LeBron and Melo, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, they
Yeah.
going into their prime and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And Coach K goes for Kobe. Kobe comes and says, "Yeah, now I come to play defense because I'm sick and tired of y'all losing. Sick and tired of y'all losing. Y'all
Yeah.
losing all the time."
But when a player of that stature says I'm coming, I think everybody else is like, oh, okay,
It's serious.
it's
Nah,
game
it's
time.
serious. It's
Yeah,
serious.
absolutely. You're
Serious.
bringing your A game, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh man,
And
LeBron's coming
he's 40.
and he's 40. It's
I love the
ridiculous.
fact that he didn't dye his beard for the
No,
for
yeah,
the,
he kept it,
but he
didn't he?
left
Yeah,
it gray. He left it.
yeah,
I
man.
love that because
Yes,
you're literally showing, okay, listen, remember that I'm 40.
yeah.
And 12 months ago,
It's like Uncle Drew's dad or something.
you get me?
Yeah.
12 months ago, I said,
Yeah.
I come in to make sure that we put wrong things right. Because too much people talking.
What they were saying that LeBron's saying that they were the Avengers. What were the avenging? Can we get an answer on that? What were avenging? Was it
Two
the World
things.
Championships or
One,
yeah? Okay.
World Championships.
Yeah.
And the talk
Right. Okay.
led by the same Noel's and that crowd. Oh, y'all think y'all's World Championships because y'all's win an NBA title every year.
Yeah.
Remember KD's original response? KD with the gold medal, with his gold medal from Tokyo, and was like, somebody better tell him.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because people seem to forget, and I made mention of this when we were discussing what the possible roster was going to be.
Yeah.
People seem to forget. Yes, there are world championships, and this goes for sprinting too. And you can be the world champion, but historically, the Olympic champion has always been regarded higher than or has had more regard than the world champion. So when Noel's went off on that run, I was happy that Braun called Steph, was like, yeah, so
Yeah.
I called Katie, was like, yeah, nah, listen, let me go and deal with this here. Let me go and deal with this because the Olympic medal will not be relinquished. That's why we avenge. So we avenge the Mavs, the World Championship loss, and the Mavs.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's fair enough. Yeah. I thought that was kind of what it was, but yeah, there was no avenging of Olympics like the Redeem team. That was why they were a thing. But yeah, not because they'd won last time with KD, didn't they? So,
yep.
So yeah, so Curry taking over down the stretch, philosopher. We've seen it many a time, haven't we? Chef was cooking, wasn't he? I mean, some of those shots down the stretch were you're just like, oh, he's doing it on a whole new stage now.
In and out, left and right, jab, fake, step, drop. The one he hit in the round robins against was it same South Sudan when they played them again in the Olympics? I think so.
Yeah.
But when he hit it, turn away, right?
Yeah.
I said to myself, if Wardell catch a fire at all in this Olympics, it is going to be curtains. Curtains, because FIBA rules allows for this. FIBA rules rough, so he will draw that attention.
Yeah.
And like, what can you do? Because he's literally the third wheel drawing the attention. You have to deal with LeBron coming downhill, full head of steam. You have to deal with the foil of Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. Man, just like, yeah, whenever you need me, whenever you need me,
Mate, Booker's got some high praise from a lot of people, man, on this team, from coaches and just all the fundamentals and intangibles that he's done, and so he's shot like 60% from three or something ridiculous during the tournament. So,
Whenever you need me,
yeah, I'm right here, mate.
I'm right here.
It was-
Enjoy, because this is not the Suns. I'm going to make this point again when we talk about Jason Tatum. This is not your team. Like,
No.
everybody that plays for Team USA was one.
Yeah.
If you watch the Dream Team documentary, it was one of the biggest things they had to learn.
Yeah.
You the man on your team. This is not
Mhm.
even all-star game, because this is not exhibition. We coming to win.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta win, and these teams better know. So these teams gonna embarrass us. We still gotta run set plays. We still gotta know who's first option, second option, third option, and so on and so forth. But
Yeah.
when the ball come to you, be ready. Devin Booker was ready. Every time the ball come,
Yeah.
I'm right here.
I think that's why a lot of people said that Embiid struggled, because he's just not used to only having like 5-6 touches a game or a half, or he's
shout
just
out to
having the ball all the time. So
shout out to AB. Shout out to AB. Didn't I tell you so? He have to wait his turn and perform when it comes. And when it comes, he didn't do very, except for the semifinal game.
he did
Semifinal
have a
game,
good game in the
a
semi-final. To be
great
fair,
game in
Serbia,
semifinal game.
he did. Yeah,
Great
yeah.
game in semifinal game. You
But
know, but that's
yeah,
what you're supposed
you've
to
got
do.
to adapt, bro, haven't you? You've got to adapt. Like you say, you're not the man anymore. Everyone is the man on their team on this in this.
And that's not even true. Everybody's not the man on this
Well,
team.
no, fair, yeah, but there's quite a few.
Everybody on this team is the man on their team.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
On this team, we're gonna have a couple
yeah,
of man that we
yes,
know. Yeah,
yeah,
those are the guys.
yeah,
If the ball
mm,
break to me and they happen to be having a good game,
yeah,
they will feed me and I'll be lovely.
yeah. See, I thought
So,
after the playoffs, I thought Edwards was definitely getting ahead of Booker, but Booker got more minutes than Edwards in most games, which I
um,
was quite surprised at, really. But
I wasn't. I wasn't
well, I
because
just thought recency bias, really.
yeah, well, you'll be inclined to believe to go recency bias and start Anthony Edwards and Jason Tatum. As a matter of fact, you might have start. A lot of people was looking for this starting lineup: Steph,
Yeah,
Ant-Man, uh, um, KD, LeBron, Embiid. Yeah.
yeah,
It turned out to be Booker instead of KD of Ant-Man. Sorry, and KD didn't even start the games starting. A lot of people forget that too.
yeah,
He would toy with things like start, I don't know, Bomb, or start Derek White. One of the games he started Derek White weirdly, like, you know what I mean. But
yeah,
you have to be that industry player. And Booker was that industry player. Booker was like, all right, cool. You want me to set a screen here? I'm gonna set a screen here and what's not.
definitely.
Anthony Edwards, what they did with Anthony Edwards is they let Anthony Edwards be the energy off the bench.
Yes,
So you
yeah. I
bring the
mean,
energy off the bench.
he
You
was
know,
the highest scorer in a couple of the games, weren't he? So
see,
yeah,
if you could remember Dwayne Wade from the Redeem team,
yeah,
Dwayne Wade
absolutely,
came off the bench.
yeah.
And funny enough, somebody asked Anthony Edwards that was like, okay, so you've had a couple great games coming off the bench. Do you see yourself as being Dwayne Wade kind of off the bench? You know, uh, I was like, this team don't have a Kobe Bryant.
Oh man, it
but
never changed,
no,
Ant.
but he wasn't entirely accurate, because
Yeah,
the leader then of this Avenger team was Gloria
yeah.
James' son,
Hmm.
who
Well,
was like, yeah,
well, they had KD coming off the bench as well until the
exactly,
final, mate. So if
exactly.
KD's coming off the bench, well, I can do that. That's okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah,
That's why
it's just
you got to learn to. You got A lot of people forget that the Dream Team in '92 best player was Charles Barkley. A lot of people
yeah,
forget that. Mike was on our team. Magic was on our team. Bird was hurt. You know what I mean? So, okay,
yeah.
Clay Drexler was on our team.
Barkley was leading scorer, wasn't he? I think.
Yeah, Barkley wasn't just leading scorer. Barkley was the best player on the part. Charles Barkley was a problem. Like, teams did not know what to do. Why are you 6'5", 6'6", can jump out the gym
Yeah.
and out rebounding, out muscling, out playing
Mm.
everyone on offense and defense. Like, you're not making any sense
Yeah.
right now.
No. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely. What I liked about this USA team is the ball didn't stick. It wasn't, everybody standing around. You dribble it, and then it's a fadeaway three. The ball moved, and it continued to move, and they never kind of went away from that. And that was for people who, a lot of players who were on this team do that for their clubs, and I think Kerr and the coaching staff were like, this ball's got to move. It's got to keep moving, or else we're going to get bogged down in whatever kind of down the stretch offense. The ball moved, and everybody seemed really unselfish, which was, and I think that's how it had got to be. It was very good. It was good to see. Like,
that's how it has to be. No matter,
mm,
again, we could start. Let's start at the originators, which is the '92 Dream Team.
hmm
A lot of people remember them for the stardom, for the blowouts and what's not. A lot of people don't seem to forget why they won, how they won, and why they won the way they won. Like,
mm,
the fundamentals of basketball were on show always, and their level was so superior. Now,
mm,
everybody can remember the high flying dunks and the tremendous blocks and what's not, but everybody can remember the fact that it was because they was executing the fundamentals
hmm
that they were just like superior to everyone. So even this team now, as with all the greats that it has,
hmm
the men kept the fundamentals. Yes, I'm the man on my team, but when the ball come, when it's my turn, it will come.
yeah.
It will come. So like the only starter that really seemed to struggle with that a little bit, well, is Joel Embiid. Sorry, AB, but it was Joel Embiid because
Poor
yeah,
AB, poor AB, man.
but by the semi-final, Embiid was like, all right, yeah, nah, I know when I can get mine, when I get mine, I get mine,
Yeah.
when I get mine. You
Is
know what I
is
mean?
that why Team USA had Embiid was for that game?
But
Was that the reason?
who did they play in that semi-final?
Exactly. Did they need him for the Jokic game?
Let me tell you why they needed him for the Jokic game. They needed him for that Jokic game for exactly the same reason why he ducks Jokic in the league. I'm serious. He ducks Jokic in the league because he's the man on the Sixers team. Not as far
Yes.
as I'm concerned. I think they need to go in a different direction. I've made this very clear. I think that
Yes.
they need to take the ball and do this with Tyrese Maxey here and let Joel Embiid be the X factor now.
Hmm.
I can't trust your health. You know what I mean? You've had your MVP. You're still MVP caliber player. All that, all that, all that, all that.
He ain't gonna like that.
That's why I'm not his coach. Because if I was his
No.
coach, I'd tell him straight.
Yeah.
And Team USA proves me right
Mm,
because when you're the focal attention against another player that's the focal attention, that's better than you,
mm.
that you think you're better than, you got opportunity to show that. And every time you've had an opportunity to show that, you run away. This time, you have enough weapons around you that you're not the focal point.
No.
So
No.
now you can be the problem for that
Mhm.
player
Yeah.
because that player's team has to focus on who all of those other weapons are: the LeBrons, the KDs, the Stephs, even the energetic ants, the never missing book, the you know what I mean? The weird dribble Tyrese Halliburton off of 1 foot, the AD coming off the bench. A lot of people missed how critically key
Really,
Anthony
really good, mate.
Davis was
Yeah.
on offense and
Mm,
especially on defense. So
great.
was Bam Adebayo. Shout
Yeah.
out to Eric Spoelstra because he was the man behind all them defensive schemes. But
Mhm.
okay, now Jokic, Serbia, Jokic has to motivate his Bogdanovic and those boys to be able to deal with all them weapons. So now you, Joel Embiid, to just sit in our pocket and say, yeah, remember me? I come for you.
Mm.
Oh y'all got deal with all that, but me, I come for you. And that's why
Yeah.
he had that argument.
That's why they wanted, yeah. I don't think the French crowd liked Embiid too much, did they? They booed him every time he got the ball.
Because they wanted him to play for France.
Of course they did, yeah, absolutely. I mean, could you imagine French team with Embiid, Wemby, and Gobert? I mean,
And they would have started all three of them.
ooh, grief.
They would have started all three of them. And guess what? We would have beat them. We would have beat them the same way. We would have beat them the same way.
Embiid knew what he was doing, mate.
Yeah. Embiid, no. And they're talking about, next time he come to Olympics, it might be with Cameroon. Shut up, Embiid, Joel. Shut up, Joel. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
No, definitely not. But yeah, like you say, AD was a definite unsung hero. He had some great minutes, didn't he, off the bench? And he finished the game, didn't he, in the final? Embiid wasn't there on the floor, was he? Davis was the big man, wasn't he?
Yep.
Just some of the matchups you see, mate. I mean, throughout the whole tournament, really. You just seen some of the lineups that they put out there, and you're just like, man, this is like. I think there was one where it was all of them could play defense. It was like AD, Anthony Edwards, Drew Holiday, Bam Adebayo, and I'm forgetting the other one. Maybe LeBron or something, or KD, I think maybe. I can't remember now which. I was just like,
they had on the floor Derek White, Giroux, Ant-Man, Bam, and AD.
Good luck scoring on that, mate. Good luck.
Pure defense. Like,
yeah,
that man was like, listen,
what?
Lock and key. Lock and key.
Absolutely.
Lock and key.
It's like, good luck scoring on that one, mate.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Good luck scoring on that 5.
I am telling you. Telling you. Absolutely. So much so that when they brought Steph, gold medal game, they did that. And then they brought Steph back on. Steph and KD came on for Bam and Derek White. And that's when they went on our run with KD giving Mandy alley-oop and all that.
Yes.
And Steph going, nui.
No, mate. It's over. Oh, my
Oh, man.
To do it in Paris as well against France in the gold medal game, just completely took the heart away.
That's why France was supposed to win, beat the US team at our home Olympics, and you see the crowd everyone was there. It was like an all-star NBA game.
It really was. Yeah.
I saw Henri.
I saw Pippen. I saw Scottie Pippen.
Scottie Pippen was there.
Marbury. Mello.
Mello. What's his name? This guy that. Oh my days, Lupin. The guy that plays Lupin.
Yes.
He was there.
Tony Parker and
Gasol. Tony Parker. Yeah, they had a whole little French contingent with Henri and them boys. Then Tony Parker, and all them boys. Yeah.
Mate, even they had dap up Curry after the game. They're like, look, mate. I mean, come on. Yes. I mean, you've just taken a soul. But that's what Curry does, mate.
Nui.
So for Curry, that was the kind of thing he was missing from his illustrious career. Does that affect any of the big boys' legacy, or are they just adding to an already Hall of Fame first ballot?
Wait. Does it? Did you actually disrupts?
I'm just saying, what's it say for them boys to come back on this Team USA and win it all again?
We give Kevin Durant the Slim Reaper, the Durantula, a hard time because he hasn't led a team to an NBA title.
He's led a few Team USAs to some gold. I know that.
Thank you very much. Well, one.
Tokyo. Yeah.
Tokyo was his. 2016 was Kyrie's. 2016 was Kyrie Irving, number 10 from USA. KD was there. KD was big, was huge, but 2016 was Kyrie. 2020 was KD. And then
Yes.
2012 was still the Mamba. So
Yeah.
2012, sorry, was still the Mamba. Cool.
Mm.
But we talking about Kevin Durant, two-time Finals MVP, two-time champ, regular season MVP,
Yeah.
multiple scoring champ, uh, multiple defensive or defense teams, multiple All NBA teams. Now a four-time
4
gold
golds,
medalist.
mate. 4 golds, bro.
No one has done that
Nope.
until Kevin Durant. So this rap legacy, I mean, like, come on, man. Like sometimes when we talk about players and not giving them their flowers, is
Mm.
it is really take away from what they've actually done. Like when
Yeah.
you look back and see what they've actually done.
Yeah.
Wardell Stephen Curry the second is a four-time NBA champ, has been to the finals 6 times, lost twice, and those two losses, one was because he was missing key players who were injured, and the other was one of the greatest collapses, if not the greatest collapse in NBA Finals history.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Cavs and that fluke win. But
I
was
knew
one
you
that was
could. I
one.
knew you couldn't give LeBron his
Because,
flowers, then, bro. You
nah,
can't. I knew
never,
you couldn't
never,
do it, bro.
never, never. Fluke win, 3-1 up, 3-1 up. Come on, man. It
Can't
was a
even give it him, bro.
it
Come
was
on,
a
man.
phenomenal win for the Cavs.
It
But that
was. It
was
was.
that was the 73-9 Golden State Warriors. Those are the two NBA Finals losses on your resume.
Mm.
You're a four-time champ.
Yeah.
You've been to the finals 6 times, and those are the two losses. Sorry, you've been to the finals 7 times because you got the three wins.
Of
Yeah,
course.
three
Yeah.
wins. Iguodala's, two with KD, and
Yeah.
yours,
Yeah.
and then you got
Yeah.
the two. So it's six. Yeah, it's six. It was
Six.
six.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. So it was six. I was counting right. Um, the only unanimous MVP
Yes.
ever. Yeah, we can
Ever.
debate that and blah 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 blue,
Yeah. Yeah.
but Steph was a legit
It
MVP.
was the MVP that year, though. Like
Le-
there was
and the year before,
no doubt about it. Like yeah,
and the year before.
it
I
wouldn't
don't
be
care
any.
what James Harden or
Oh
anybody else
yeah,
got to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He was legit the
Yeah.
MVP. The 2 years he won the MVP of the league.
Yeah.
Steph Curry was that guy. Steph Curry is the greatest shooter the basketball world has ever seen.
Yeah.
Ever. Like,
Yeah. 100%.
Steph Curry is the reason why men pulling up from 40 now.
Yeah.
And it's not like
Yeah.
people
The
didn't
thing
do
is,
it.
though, he's the only one who should do it.
I don't, well, no, because
Well, I mean, Lillard. Okay. Well,
Dame,
yeah.
Dame could
Yeah.
do it. A
Yeah.
few other men can
There's
do
not
it.
many who should be
There's
really,
not
but yeah.
many. There's
Yeah.
not KD can do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Braun could do it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But because you can do it, doesn't mean that you should do it.
Yeah.
Steph can do it.
Mm.
It does seem like a bad shot. He still can do it. Like he will forever have a green light anywhere on the court
Yeah.
forever.
Hmm.
And he changed the way the game is played.
Absolutely.
Literally.
Yeah.
I don't care what
Mhm.
nobody says.
No.
Steph's influence on basketball
Hmm.
is probably more than Michael Jordan, who, because of Michael Jordan, everybody wanted a tall two guard.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted a tall two-way two guard.
Yeah.
Because of Magic Johnson, everybody
Mhm.
wanted a tall point guard.
Yeah.
Everybody moved away like, oh. Like if you just get somebody that tall and can handle,
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, because this is special, right?
Yeah.
Those are players that change because of shot. Everybody know you got to put a monster in the paint.
Mm.
You can't just have a good big man like a Pat Ewing, a David Robinson. Like, nah, you gotta go for a monster. You know what I
Mm.
mean? There was people that changed the game, changed the game. You have to add Steph to that list. And
Yeah.
furthermore, Steph's changed it to a point where it's not going back. Because now everyone on the court can shoot the ball.
Mm.
So his legacy is fine. He should have had a gold medal in 2016 but he got hurt.
Yeah.
He got
Yeah.
hurt.
Mm.
And then He didn't go in 2020. Can't remember why, or he wasn't picked, or whatever the case may be. But
Mm.
yes, like he definitely
Yeah.
deserved his goal,
Yeah.
and he played 2 months games to close it off. To just remind everybody, yes, I didn't have the best Olympics to start, but I
Yeah.
am still that guy.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
get it twisted.
And they weren't looking for anybody else down the stretch either, bro, were they? They were like,
Do,
give
do,
Curry the ball
do,
and let him do
I
his
got a
thing.
I got a stat for you. List
Shoot
the
that go.
list the amount of players that have 30-point games, 35-point games in the Olympic gold medal games. Steph
Mm,
Curry. End of
That's
list.
it. That's it.
End of list.
Done.
Think about forget just the USA. Yeah.
Mm,
Think the amount of great scoring players that
mm,
have played and played for teams that don't have the luxury of the US, that they can swap in like for likes, or other
mm,
dominant scores for dominant scores, and so on and so forth. So
mm,
think of the Gasol brothers. Think of Rudy Fernandez. Think of Manu Ginobili. I'm talking about scorers now, yeah?
mm.
Think of for their national teams. Think of the
Yeah.
same Tony Parker, yeah? For their national teams, they had to score the
Yeah.
basketball, yeah?
Yeah.
Then there's the Americans, like, and that list could be never ending.
Yeah.
And no one has dropped a 35 piece in a gold medal game until Saturday.
How many did Curry have 30 in the final?
36, I think.
Was that in this? I thought that was in the semi.
Was it?
He had 36 in the semi. He
Okay.
had he had 24. Sorry, bro. In the final, he had 24.
Okay. So the stat I saw then was
I think
for
30.
the
Yeah, he had
for the medal
36
game.
in the semi. He
Okay.
just had like
Yeah.
just went on one of those it's one of those scoring
Oh my
scoring
days.
outputs in the fourth quarter, didn't he?
Dumb.
Absolutely. So, Philosopher, where might be a bit too soon after, but where do you think this team stacks up against previous US teams?
Oh, you
Are
notice
you?
I didn't mention LeBron when it comes to legacy, right?
Oh, sorry. Did you want to mention that, or were we just moving
No.
on?
What for? What for? Four-time champion,
I mean,
9 NBA finals,
yeah. It's just another notch, isn't it?
3 gold medals.
Yeah.
Like, what for? What for? Consistently debated as the greatest ever. Like, oh, like he's not, but
it's it's a conversation now, though,
no, it's
Philosopher.
not. It's not. It's not.
Oh, come on, you're not
Um,
even giving me that one, bro. Come
no, it's
on, man.
no, bro. It's not. It's not a conversation. It's not a conversation.
It's a conversation in some people's houses, bro. Maybe not yours, my friend. But
Nah, yeah. Who wants to have that conversation? Desirous conversation. It's really, really not. And
no.
that's no slight to LeBron, because LeBron is ridiculous.
Mm,
And it's coming from a LeBron hater, but LeBron is
mm.
ridiculous, man. Like the biggest thing, my biggest two things I respect LeBron for more than anything else, and there's a lot I respect LeBron for. One, he's been without scandal.
Yeah.
LeBron's legitimately been without scandal as a
Mm,
family man,
mm.
and raising the kids, sticking to one woman, at least as that we know. But
That
nah, I'm not.
yeah, well, yeah. Have
Yeah,
we just not found it yet?
yeah.
I don't know.
But I don't want to blight it. And even if it is
No,
so, like,
yeah.
props to that, man. Because
Mm,
being married and being a dad is not easy. I can tell you
yeah.
from experience. So like, like massive respect for that.
Mm.
And I ain't even talking about like his activist work and things. There's loads of things I respect him for, but
Just
the
just
two.
having the expectation at such a young age,
And then
and
there's that, and that's the other thing.
I mean, he's one of the most hyped high school players ever, isn't he? And he exceeded those expectations, which is just
He
mad, isn't it?
There is no one. Again, this coming from a LeBron hater. Two
Yeah.
things. I call one just now, you call the other. The other thing is
Mm,
no athlete in no sport anywhere in history had been hyped to the level that LeBron was hyped at
no.
18 years old.
Absolutely.
and lived up to it and exceeded it. Like, and maintained it for, and continues to maintain that level for the entirety of his career. Like
Yeah.
LeBron has never fallen off. He's had
Yeah.
losses, but LeBron himself has never fallen off, Jed.
Mm.
That's that is insane. If I was to debate the GOAT debate for LeBron, that would be one of the things that, like, you cannot you can't you can't knock that, like, at all.
Absolutely.
You
No.
know? So that's me on LeBron's legacy. But
Wow. I'm gonna have to clip that, mate, because I've never seen you give LeBron such a compliment ever. I'm gonna have to hang on. I'm just making a note. How many minutes in?
ah,
Right, okay, yeah, I'll do that, mate.
yeah.
That's definitely going on Instagram, bro. That is.
It's all
Oh,
good. It's all good.
yeah, no, mate. Yeah, like you say, just
Um,
to even exceed those expectations, and the expectations were so high, and to even exceed was just ridiculous. And it's, I mean, we've said enough, haven't we, about LeBron over the time? But
it is that, man.
it's still outstanding.
It
It's
is. It
still
is.
outstanding.
You can't knock it, man. You
Nah,
the only way you can knock it is if you're bantering, or if you're objectively debating, like the same the good, or like
sure.
what teams, or what's not. But
Yeah,
not to knock the
yeah,
player. To knock the
yeah, yeah.
player, nah.
Yeah,
Nah.
I know. You always say stuff about LeBron and things, but I
Yeah.
mean,
But
you
come
know,
on
bro.
now.
Yeah,
Like, come on
yeah,
now. Come on now.
yeah.
Come on now. You might like everybody's talking that trash about, and notice I said trash, right? Oh, he's not a score first player. Which non-score first player got 40,000 points, fam? In
He's literally scored more points than anybody ever.
ever.
Yeah, but I think he had a different role on this team, though, man. Which he was
Yeah,
like the
which
magic.
is
He was like the Magic Johnson.
he was, but
Yeah,
which was,
which
but
ridiculous.
and I tell people all the time, this is probably heresy to even utter out of my lips. LeBron is literally a better version of Magic Johnson.
Oh
LeBron
wow.
James
Oh,
is a
I'm definitely clipping that one.
is a is legit a better version of Magic Johnson
Mm.
without the levels of vision ability, and that's not a knock on LeBron's vision, as
No,
you know.
no.
But literally,
Mm.
and again, most young people will hear you say that, yeah, of course, da, 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 da," not knowing what Magic was. Magic
Mm.
was nothing easy, bro. Magic was
No,
ridiculous.
no.
You know what I mean? But yeah, like, anyway. Um,
Anyway, we got Luke in the chat, bro. You did mention the grey hairs on LeBron's beard earlier, so he says he reckon LeBron's keeping those greys in for the documentaries.
yeah, yeah, man.
Because
The old man.
there's a doc coming, don't you? Do you know what I mean? There's something coming, isn't there?
Of
Definitely.
course, the doc is coming. Of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
of course. We had the last dance. We had the redeem team.
Oh yeah.
Of course, we had one on the dream team. Of course,
Mm.
the documentary coming. What do you mean on this team? This team. Where does this team stack up?
Yes, that was where we were going. We went
And
off again,
it,
didn't we?
it, those two things actually marry. With the
Yeah.
documentary and
Hmm.
no USA basketball team. None. I don't care who come and want to debate. Well, and we can objectively debate that too,
Oh
because I
god.
can debate against my own point I'm about to make.
Okay.
But no USA basketball team will be better than that 92 Dream Team. None. And not for the primary reason that a lot of the old heads, including the Dream Team heads, like to state first. They will tell you the first thing that they say, oh, 11 Hall of Famers. First of all, stop. Y'all were not Hall of Famers at the time that
No.
Dream Team was picked.
No.
Yeah.
True. Yes.
Only some of you were guaranteed Hall of Famers at that time.
Mm.
So let's pump those brakes. But that's not why that 92 Dream Team was the first American pro team.
Yeah.
That's point number one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Point number two is, and here's where I agree with the Isaiah Thomases and the Shaqs, they actually did not carry the quote unquote best collection of individuals that they could have carried or not. They would have taken Isaiah Thomas for sure. They definitely wouldn't have taken Christian Leitner because
No.
though he was the man at Duke, Shaq was the man at LSU, and
Yeah.
Chris Webber was the man at Michigan Wolverines. A lot of people forget that. Good.
Yes.
If they wanted to take the best college players. But okay,
Yep.
cool, fine, no problem. So why then does that 92 team be the best? Because it was the best collection of individual talents that made it a team. So yes, you had the friendship of Magic, Larry, and Mike. Yes, them men didn't want Isaiah because Isaiah was the leader of them bad boys. I don't care what he said. Oh, I wasn't this, I wasn't that. You lie. We got the tapes, Isaiah Thomas. We knew you were antagonists, bruv.
Yeah.
You were so they were afraid of you mashing up that team chemistry.
It's good that he's got over it though.
Has he though?
No, he hasn't. No, absolutely not. He's still on about it now, bro. Like, oh mate, let it go, man.
Let it go, buddy. Let it go.
Dude, yeah.
You didn't make the cut. And it was nobody's fault but yours. Yes, the men didn't want you on the team, but there's a reason why they didn't want you on that team. So that 92 team, and just for the youngins that listening, Magic, Mike, Scottie Pippen, Barkley, David Robinson. Sorry, Patrick Ewing. That was the start. That was the starting five.
Yeah, Pat started, yeah.
Second unit, John Stockton, Clay Drexler, Chris Mullin, Karl Malone, David Robinson. Damn. That's 10. Yeah. And then you had Christian Leitner and Larry Bird. Imagine I call Larry Bird last. Imagine you call three-time MVP, back-to-back MVP last. Why? It was his last year. He had chronic back issues.
Yeah,
he went mainly for the marketing. It worked phenomenally. You know what I mean? He was a team captain. You know and then it was a collection of winners. Like them man won either at the high school level, they all won. Collegiate level, they all won, and some of them had already won at the NBA level. And the leaders definitely had. Mike, Magic, Larry, and Mike was fresh as I'm the new sheriff in town, or whatever. And you had a prime Michael Jordan. There's no beating the 92 team.
No.
However, so that's number one. The number two is obviously the Redeem team, which talent for talent beats the dream team. Talent for talent. Don't get your panties in us bunch yet.
Whoa, hang on a minute.
Hold on. Don't get your panties in a bunch. The talent for talent, ability for ability, at least athletically.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people say that, oh my man, the Redeem team had more ability than the 92 team. Y'all forgetting who was. Y'all hear that roster I just called?
Yeah.
That roster was not a roster of slouches. Definitely. Even for people that can't remember Chris Mullin was Steph Curry before Steph Curry.
Yes, he was. Yeah, he really was.
Yeah, good.
How many threes had Mullin average now? Yeah.
Chris Mullin, the Chris Mullin prototype would be a nightmare. If you want to know what Chris Mullin would look like now in the NBA, prime Klay Thompson.
Yes, absolutely.
Prime Klay Thompson.
Yeah,
you have what Chris Mullin was. For those of you who don't know. Yeah?
Great comparison, bro. Yeah.
Thank you, my bro. Philosopher moment.
Always. Mate, it's never in doubt, pal.
Thank you, my G. But the Redeem team, based on what they had to achieve, what they set out to achieve, was set out to correct, and then who they used to do it. In 2008, you now have a LeBron, a Melo, a Wade on the cusp of their primes now. About to begin their primes. Then you bring the Mamba to lead that. Then you have a All NBA Dwight Howard. A lot of people forget what Dwight was. He should be on that NBA 75 top 75 list.
He
I don't
was,
care what no
yeah,
before AD as well. Dwight
yeah,
was Dwight was insane.
he
Yeah.
was. Yeah,
Um that team had actually was AD on that team? I think AD was a college player on that team.
that was 2012.
No, that was 2012. Yeah, that was
20,
2012.
he'd just come out of college. He'd just won
Yeah,
the title with Kentucky, and then he was
with
just about.
Kentucky.
He was going to be drafted in the NBA, hadn't he?
I can't remember who was the college player was on the Redeem team.
I don't know if they had one. You know,
That's a good point.
I
But
don't.
they had
I
man
don't
like again team, yeah. So
yeah,
a lot of players was vexed that they didn't make that team. We remember the Isaiah Thomases and so forth from '92,
yeah.
but we don't remember the Gilbert Arenases that was vexed in '08. We don't remember the Tracy McGrady's that was vexed in '08. We don't
Mm,
remember, yeah, yeah. A lot of people forget them. We don't
yeah.
remember the Ben Wallaces that was vexed in '08. Yeah, because those were also marquee names. But again,
Mm,
Coach K decided I put together the best possible team, right? And you had Darren Williams, Tayshaun Prince,
yeah.
Michael Redd.
Yeah.
Um, that Redeem team was
Jason Kidd.
just veteran leadership.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chris Bosh. Yeah.
Christopher Bosch,
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul was on that. Listen,
Uh,
that Redeem
Carlos
team,
Boozer. I've got the
Carlos,
name. I've got the list up
right?
here, bro.
Good.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah,
and then listen to those names that you call.
yeah.
So when people talk about the how much better the Redeem team was than the Dream team, pump your brakes because when you go through that roster again,
Mm.
that second unit not matching up to the Dream team second unit.
Nah,
Nah,
no, that's where it gets a bit.
nah,
Yeah,
nah.
yeah.
Kudos to Chris Paul and Darren
Mm.
Williams and Carlos Boozer and Tayshaun and
Yeah.
Michael Redd. But the Dream Team second unit was John Stockton and Malone, Chris Mullin, Clay Drexler, and David Robinson.
David, yeah, that's
Everybody
legit, bro.
there went to NBA finals.
Yeah,
Like they
yeah.
all did.
Mm.
Like
Did Mullen go to the final? Mullen go to the
with
finals?
no, he didn't. He
He's
went to
probably the only
multiple.
one.
He went to multiple West finals and lost to
Mm.
multiple people.
Ouch. Oh yeah,
Drexler
with
won
he was with
with the
Indiana, wasn't he as well?
yes with
Yeah,
Indiana. He,
that's
he
it.
lost with Indiana to Mike. He
Yeah,
lost to he lost
join the club.
to in it. He
Yeah.
lost to Drexler when he was at the Warriors. He
Oh,
lost
right, okay. Yeah,
to
yeah. Mm.
he lost to Barkley again with the Warriors. Like, yeah,
Ouch. Yeah.
but that's number two. I would put this Avenged team at a comfortable number three.
Okay.
Simply because, again, the magnitude of the occasion. The Dream Team had to correct something. They had lost in '88.
Mm-hmm.
It was the first time they had the pros.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Best team
Yeah.
ever. All that. Redeem Team lost in '04. They bring all the top pros.
Yeah.
And I mean the narrative, all that. The Avenged team, sick. Bring back the best pros. Make sure you give Joel Embiid a passport. because
Yeah.
because when this
Yeah.
team list reads, it must read MVP, 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 MVP. If you look at that team, either the Avenged team has MVPs on it and potential MVPs,
Mm.
which is what makes it even more challenging to even the Redeem team. Because
Yeah.
even when you look at the second unit or even players that think that sulking like Jason Tatum, those are
Mm.
MVP candidates. Carlos Boozer was never an MVP candidate. Darren
Mm.
Williams was never an MVP candidate. You see what I'm saying? So like
Yeah.
you got the Avenged team with um Giroux, Braun, Man, Booker. You talking about MVP winners or contenders or
Mm.
NBA champs already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
or they've gone to a finals. Devin
Mm.
Booker gone to finals, all
Yeah.
NBA player, all that.
Mm-hmm.
AD,
Yeah.
multiple all NBA player,
Mm.
won a ring already. Knows what it is to lead a franchise, all that who had Joel Embiid. serial MVP contender. You know what I mean? Won the MVP already.
Yeah.
Most people will say should have already won a title. You know what I mean? But has mastered the art of flopping, mentally and physically. You know? Yes, I will not. I notice I haven't said anything about your sons today. You know, I've giving your sons props.
Oh,
Barkley,
thanks, man. Uh,
Booker, all of them. I've been on Joel and B case. Good. But this Avenged team, I think, is the third best. And honorable
mm,
mention to like the 2000 team that had Garnett, Vince, GP,
mm,
with Ray Allen. That was a phenomenal team as well. So was
yeah.
the 96 team with Penny Hardaway, Grant Hill,
Mm,
Scottie Pitt, Malone went
Shaq.
as well,
Yeah.
Shaq,
Mm,
Hakeem Olajuwon. That was a bad
yes.
boy team.
that
That was,
that was
that
pretty good,
was
bro. Yeah.
a bad
Uh,
boy team. But
yeah.
if I go top three, it has to be
Mm,
Dream, Redeem, Avenge.
okay. Yeah. I can't argue, mate. Can't argue with that, bro. Yeah. It's, that 2012 was a very good team as well. To be fair, but can't argue with that,
100%.
man. Yeah.
What?
Oh, I mean, they're all
Russell,
good, aren't they? They're all USA.
Russell Westbrook.
They're all good, mate.
Um, was Paul George on
Harden.
that team?
I don't know if he
No.
was.
Paul George missed that one. That's the one where he broke his leg.
Oh yeah. They had the
2012?
injury in the warm up, didn't he? Yeah. Oh god.
I
Yeah.
think 2012 is when he broke his leg.
That's yeah. Oh, that was bad.
2012 is
That
when he
was
broke
really
his
bad.
leg?
That time. I
Was
think
that
it
16? No, that was 16.
was it.
16. It was
Okay.
before 16 that he broke his leg. So he went 2020. He went 2020 with KD. Because
Okay.
Paul George has got a gold medal. He's got a
Has he?
gold medal. Yeah, he has a gold
Okay.
medal.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
you know, but he had a
So
lot of good team.
so yes, you're mentioning the All NBA champions that the current Team USA had. There was one All NBA player that didn't get a lot of playing time. Philosopher. It was the leprechaun, as you like to call them, the leprechauns, Jason Tatum. A lot
Yep.
of people mentioned about his lack of playing time. He had some games where he was DMP. Um, and people were asking Kirk, what was going on and why Tatum wasn't playing. I'm sure you've got some thoughts on this, man. What do you think happened with Tatum and why was his minutes so low?
The same thing that happened to the same Paul George in 2020. The same thing that happened to uh this kid, Blake Griffin in 2016. The
Mm,
same thing that happened to Russell Westbrook in 2012. The same thing. I going back. I do my research. They got a few big names that had DMPs. That big names, yeah.
yeah.
I ain't call a small name yet. The same thing that happened to uh Darren Williams in 2008. The same
Mm,
thing that happened to Vin Baker. A lot of people forget what this Sonics team was like. A
yeah.
lot of people
Snakes.
forget what this Sonics team was like.
Yeah.
Remember, a lot of people remember Sean Kemp, Gary Payton. A lot of people don't remember Detlef Schrempf, Vin Baker, Sam Perkins. Vin Baker was on our 2000 Olympics team, and he
Yeah.
used to start,
Did he?
and he missed a couple of games because he had a couple of stinkers. Yeah, big
Yeah.
player. And the same thing that happened to the same Shaq in the final in 1996 when Lenny Wilkins tells him, "Listen, this can be David Robinson's last game for Team USA. We want him
Yes.
to start," and that's why Shaq drove home and threw his gold medal through the window.
That was yes.
I will remind people that have short memories that this is a collection of the best American talent.
Mm,
So there will be moments where you don't fit,
mm,
especially if you're not the man. If you're one of the men can find a way for you to fit. If you're
yeah.
not, sit down. Jason Tatum, you play small forward primarily. Sometimes the four, yeah, ball
Mm,
forward. If you're
yeah.
playing a stretch four and you line up is small, yeah.
Hmm.
Team USA has LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, and Bam Adebayo, who are all ahead of you in the rotation at forward,
Mm.
either 3 forward or 4 forward. Yeah, all
Yeah.
of them. Yeah, you are the man for the Celtics, but you got to fit in. And when you did fit in, what did you do, Jason Taylor? Do you know that you did not hit one single field goal from mid range or 3 point for
No.
the entire Olympic Games?
No.
Huh? So, yes, you had 2 DNPs. Do you know how much games the US played? 9. 9.
Yeah.
And in 7 games, you didn't hit one jumper, not a floaty, not nothing. Your points came from dunks and layups,
Mm.
Jason Tatum. So you and your fine ass mama can sit down and think about yourself
Yeah.
for a
And
minute.
there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, he won't play. He won't play for Team USA again because they haven't played him." I'm like, really? I'm like, really? I don't know about that, man. That's a stretch. That's a stretch.
Let's visit that. So you don't want to play for Team USA. Cool. Let's say you go back to your leprechaun headquarters and you and your boy Jalen Brown now um get on the bitter train. Which Jalen Brown might hop off if Team USA do call him next time around. Because you got 2 gold medals now. He ain't got none.
Mm.
He ain't got none. He ain't had the opportunity to get one. Yeah.
Mm.
A lot of people don't forget. A lot of people forget you in Tokyo too. You know, Jason Tatum, when you were supposed to be bright young shining star, and the USA start to struggle, and Pop was like, "Okay, let me take the ball out of your hand. I'll put it in KD hand," and that's how you got your first gold medal, Jason Tatum. So let's say, for my learned colleagues' sake, Matt, that the people that we just spoke about, are right, and you're not going to LA in 2028. Well, guess what, Jason Tatum? We have a player in Orlando called Paulo
Oh
and Pivot,
yeah, piggy bank.
Piggy Bank. Yeah?
Yes, mate.
Don't worry yourself. We got players called Devin Book who is just like, hi, whenever you need me.
I'm
When,
available.
who now has had the experience of seeing
Mm.
what it is like to play who in 4 years' time could be absolutely scary.
Mm.
Because we already know what Devin Booker giving you.
Oh
And
yeah.
slowly as it's coming, he has been progressively getting better and
Mm.
better. We also have a man by the name of Antonio Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony, who is ready.
Yeah.
Listen, ready. So when the
Mm.
big boys step aside, Anthony, like, yeah, or here we're going all right. I know we are all a collection of great players, but my time. Let's
Mm.
go. And he would do it.
Edwards looked like he had a great time. He's like, I'm with
And
people
a
who I
wonderful time.
idolize, mate.
Oh,
I'm having a
oh,
great time.
so all I thought about, oh, he's gonna disrupt the chemistry because Ant-Man and try to be the man. Nah, that shows you that Ant-Man is also a team player,
Mm.
Jason.
Yeah.
You understand? So if you don't want to go in 2028, cool. Because if that little stupid boy from Memphis get his head right, Ja Morant will also be on that team.
People are forgetting about Jar, aren't they, mate? Yeah.
If that other little knucklehead that like Pornhub stars will get his health right, Zion will be on that team. And guess what, Jason Tatum? You could
Yeah.
keep your 2 gold medals. We'll be going stacked again
Mm.
in
Yeah.
4 years' time.
Yeah.
Fresh, more licks. Huh?
Mm.
Come on, Tatum, man. Fix up.
I
Fix
don't
up.
know. I don't know if he was bothered about the minutes, but it's been a talking point, hasn't it? That
And
why he
that's the
wasn't
next
playing.
thing. That's the next thing. He hasn't said anything.
He hasn't. He has not said anything about it.
Like they asked Curry, like, um, yeah, we gotta figure that out.
Yeah, it's like
is it,
bumble
sorry,
that one.
I don't know, like, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's just how things crumbling.
Well,
Blah.
the game that I went to with the USA South Sudan one at the O2, Tatum was terrible. He was awful. He missed all of his shots. He didn't look good. So you're not going to get the minutes, are you? If you're
You're
not
not gonna get the
doing it,
minutes. Let's look at Devin Booker again. Hi,
mate.
when you need,
When
when
you
you
need,
need
I'm available.
me, I'm available. When you need me, thank you. Steph is open here. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
The memes about LeBron going back to the Lakers with D'Lo Rui has made me laugh the last couple of days because he's like, I've been playing with some of the best players to have ever done it, and now I've got to go back to them boys. It's tough out there, man. It's tough out there.
It's not quite the same, bro. It's not quite the same.
It's not quite. No, absolutely. Luke says in the chat, well, this is the next segment we were going to mention about Kawhi. Do you think Kawhi would have made a difference on this team?
Difference how?
Well,
define difference. I would ask that person to define difference because we won the goal.
Well, yeah. Well, do you think would it have been a detriment to have him on the team, or would it have been even more of
this generation, arguably the best two-way player of all of them?
I mean, having Kawhi on D would have been scary to be.
You remember us talking about that lineup, that defensive lineup?
Yeah. Man.
So all you gotta do now is swap Derek White for Kawhi Leonard. How do you get worse?
It was funny that Derek White come in for Kawhi and he overtook Tatum in minutes. That was quite funny. But as a non-Celtic fan, that was quite funny.
Because Derek White now fit the system that you need, the hard work, the industry that from a player. Jason Tatum's not willing to give you that. He's not going to give you, and it's not to say that he don't work hard or he's just a different type of player. Jason Tatum is a star. Derek White is a role player. Yes, Kawhi Leonard is a star, and you're replacing a star with a role player. But you had the opportunity to say, okay, the star is down. Let's not replace him with another star, like a Jaylen Brown, for argument's sake.
Yeah.
Let's replace him with a role player, so that when we need to give that person these industry minutes, they don't then offset the chemistry of the offensive flow, for argument's sake.
I think that's where a lot of people get it missed, isn't it? It's not about picking the next best player. It's about the next player who can fit what you need.
Next best fit.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that kind of gets lost sometimes. It's like, oh, you just pick the best player. Who's the best player available? Well, is he going to fit into what you need? And I think personally, I just think Kawhi, he'd been injured. He ended the playoffs injured, didn't he? And I just think he was like, I'm going to play probably 10 minutes a game max. I'm out, mate. I'm good.
I lament that Kawhi didn't go. I was very upset that Kawhi wasn't going. Very, very upset. Even though he's played for that basement dwelling team. Right?
Yeah, Luke says more dominant. So the team would
probably because now
defense
you get better stop. You get even better stops.
Yeah.
And then like Kawhi is no slouch on offense.
Definitely not.
You know what I mean? So and then the word dominant itself is tricky to deal with because this Avenger team, you can't. Yes, they won all the games.
Yeah, would they won by more? I think probably would he be saying would they have won by more points?
Maybe. And then you would have had a starting headache because do you start him and bench KD, or do you start KD and bench Kawhi? Like it's a beautiful headache to have.
Yeah. So what Luke's basically saying is he bet on every team against the US because they couldn't cover the spread basically. So we're making some money here, Luke. Nice, mate. But yeah, I mean, the spreads always, whoever USA played, the spreads are always that high, aren't they? Because everybody thinks that the US are just going to trounce everybody. That's when I said earlier about heavy favorites in terms of betting and stuff. That
I get
massive
you
favorites, but yeah.
And I disagree with the betting companies who I am obviously a novice against. But
Luke disagrees with him, and he's making him some nice money. So good on you.
Yeah, there you go. So well done.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
you can't be heavy favorites and teams running you this close. And yes, and teams are way better now. But the world was waiting for the US to lose. Waiting. Please lose. Come lose so that we can destroy you in the media. Because now they've won the goal. Oh, they won the goal. Well, they were supposed to do that.
You should have won. Yeah, you should have won anyway. Yeah.
And I'm like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Come on, man.
Yeah, the only way they'd have shot the world is if they didn't win. That's Yeah.
And then there would have been some people that be like, I knew they want to win, and they're not as good as they used to be, and blah blah blah. And then you get all the old heads coming up talking about how great the dream team was, and
That,
how and
that'd have been you. That'd have been you. talking
but
about
probably,
MJ. You know what I mean?
probably,
Oh,
probably,
this is why LeBron's not the
yeah,
GOAT. And
yeah,
mate, to be all in
yeah.
there, man.
Um, true. I would be waiting. You waste. You,
oh, love it, bro.
but I'm glad.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Probably last segment before we go. I think Kerr pretty much indicated that I don't, it's going to be his last Olympics. So, any thoughts, Philosopher, on who you'd like to take over? Obviously, there's several candidates who are already in the Team USA setup, or would you go for somebody completely left field?
Somebody that already there. Do not alter what the setup. Don't alter what you recognize needed to be done
Mm-hmm.
in since 2006 or seven.
Yeah.
2006 or seven, when you realize, wait, okay, we can't just toss together a collection of players. We can't even toss together a collection of the best players. We got to convince them to buy into a program, a multi-year program.
Yeah.
They need to solidify that again, because that has been distorted, and that's why they lost at the World Championships, and they had that falter even after Tokyo, because I think they lost the game in Tokyo, but I can't remember. Anyway, it's not important. Um, the coaching
Yeah.
setup is the same thing. We're a long way away from '92, where you could just pick a collection of the best players, pick the best coach, as we do for the All-Star game, like Chuck Daly, and say, yeah, coach these. You're the best possible person to coach these Eagles.
Mm.
Or like a Lenny Wilkins in '96, or
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't remember who was in 2000, but so on and so forth. You
Yeah.
have to, yeah, the first game against France. There you go.
Yeah. Here's
So,
Luke Knox, mate.
thank you, cheers for that. But if you don't continue the program, the continuity will then cost you victories. And even if you have a one loss here or there, or what's not, if you don't want to relinquish the altar that you have literally built for yourself,
Mm.
and the world reveres, even if they don't admit, you have to maintain that continuity that the world has perfected before you. And because their talent has gotten better, they are now, as you said, narrowing the gap.
Yeah.
So the next coach has to come from out of the setup, as far as I'm concerned,
Mm.
is a no-brainer. It got to be Eric Spoelstra. It
Yeah.
has to be
Mm.
Eric Spoelstra. Furthermore, I am telling Pat Riley, I'm giving you 2 years to find a coach for Miami, because similarly to what the US basketball did with Coach K, because yes, Coach K still coached Duke
Yeah.
and coached the national team.
Mhm.
The NBA is more grueling, and that's why it took a toll on Kerr as well,
Yeah.
Pop as well, right?
Mm.
Because if you're going to be managing this program and what's not, it can take up a lot of your time. And as a college coach, your basketball season is a little bit way shorter
Yeah.
than an NBA coach's season. So if
Yeah.
you're an NBA coach and you coaching a team that looking to go deep in the playoffs all the time, as the Heat do,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You can't. The obvious choice is either Spo or Ty Lue, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't give it to Ty Lue yet, but he next. But I'll give it to
Yeah.
Spo. So I'll go Spo,
Mm.
Ty Lue. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And then
That's-
start to your blood in other guys like the Montees and the those type of coaches.
Yeah, yeah, you kind of line them up, don't you? Then you
Yep,
kind of and they go to the
line
next
them up,
one, and then yeah, that's probably the best. Yeah,
line them
that's
up.
the way to do it, bro, isn't it? Yeah, that's definitely a good shout, isn't it? Yeah, I
Yep,
think Spolster's a no-brainer in it, I think. I'd be surprised if it wasn't
Gotta be
Spolstra.
Sport, man. Gotta be
Yeah.
Sport. Gotta go
Oh,
Sport. What do you
yeah.
mean? Sport. Look at what Sport do in Miami. Like
Yeah.
Spurs coaching brilliance for me is not the LeBron wins, not the wins with LeBron, and he has to be also given credit for that because a lot of people give the credit of the Heat's 4 trips to the finals to the heroes, the LeBron, Wade,
Mm,
Bosch, blah blah blah, and who wouldn't and who shouldn't? Fine, Coach Spo had to coach that.
yeah.
He had to coach that because
Hmm.
they get the ass bust by Dallas first up, yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they won two, and Pop went back, Pop was like, "Hey, you not beating me twice, boss.
Yeah.
I am still Pop.
I'll let you have one.
Yeah,
We're
you
done.
get one, but let me teach you some manners now." Then he had to deal with LeBron leaving and having to rebuild our whole Heat team and what's
Mm,
not. He led 2 Heat teams to 2 finals. You know what I mean?
mm,
They didn't win and what's not, but then the Heat basketball, and then when you see what he does at USA level, like
mm,
like I said, the defensive schemes was Eric Spoelstra.
mm.
That was Eric Spoelstra. The
Yeah.
offensive schemes was a combination of where I think Kerr's brilliance, and Steve Kerr don't get enough props for this because he took over Mark Jackson team, blah blah blah. He took over a potential team and made them into a dynasty.
Yeah.
Not just champs, a
Yeah.
dynasty.
Anybody who thinks it'd be a dynasty if Mark Jackson was still the coach clearly didn't watch any Warriors games when he was coach.
Did not.
No,
You,
no.
if you realize, even with this USA basketball, that Kerr's brand of basketball is a combination of the triangle and the Spurs extra pass.
Yeah. Hmm.
Add that to having two of the greatest shooters ever, and you literally got better versions of what he was as a player.
Yeah.
So he goes, "Thank you very much.
Hmm.
We'll do this," because the triangle was between Steph, Clay, and Draymond,
Mm.
in and out with Iguodala in between there. Yeah,
Yeah.
moving
Yeah.
pieces. And then the extra pass, which he learned at the Spurs. Pop is
Hmm.
the extra pass. Always. One
Always.
more, one more, one more. Take the shot. No, no, one more. Take the shot. Bram. And then so they moving the ball. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
then the shrouding defense. To which then they added Ty Lue's. Ty Lue's probably the best person I've seen manage LeBron because
Mm.
yeah, again, LeBron more flowers. God have mercy. You're never gonna let me live this down.
It's a
Ty-
LeBron episode for
yeah,
Philosopher.
I was telling you, even more than Eric Spoel,
Yeah.
who LeBron is the fulcrum and the spearhead at the same time. What Ty Lue does is Ty Lue makes him lead as the spear first. So your first option, LeBron, is 2 steps into the key.
Hmm.
No matter what you do, 2 steps into the key.
Mm.
When the defense, if the defense doesn't react,
Yeah.
that's
Thank
you.
you. Yeah.
That's you.
Easy layup.
If the defense does react,
Mm.
when they react, become
Yeah.
the fulcrum, which is what he did at Cleveland when he went back to Cleveland, and Ty Lue became the coach,
Yeah.
and that's what brought not just the Kyries but the Shumps and the J.R. Smiths, and then he became the fulcrum and utilized that same sort of, like, you know what I mean, that extra
Mm.
pass from what's not. So he was like, and then for this USA basketball now, you literally saw it. So LeBron became like you said, like the magic
Yeah.
spearhead, don't shoot, and then was like, "Oh, you're gonna stop me here," but you forget I'm playing with KD and Steph. This is not D'Lo. This is not D'Lo and Rui, and
No.
that's
No.
KD over there. That's
Yeah.
Steph. That's Joel. Yeah. So when I dish, it's problems, and then there's
Absolutely.
always but hi, if you need me, you know. So
Yeah.
Um, if you combine now, when Kerr steps away, combine those two heads, I don't see how you go wrong.
Mm.
Let's pour lead, and
Yeah. It's in good hands. It's in good hands, bro, isn't it?
With the same lousy Jason Tatum, with Ant-Man book. I don't know if you were going to talk about this or if this was what you wanted to talk about when we were talking legacies. When these guys step away, like the voids that are to be filled, you got willing bodies to fill them. Piggy Bank coming. Piggy Bank coming. Yeah. And if you give those type of players the sport, come on now. Come on now. What?
Yeah, we're gonna have 4 years to find out, dude. But I think I think most of them players will be coming back. I don't think it doesn't look like LeBron and maybe KD. KD said he was a maybe for 2028. I don't know about that one, but
Nah.
I think they'll probably
Health,
step aside now, won't they?
health is gonna be a huge factor.
Yeah.
We know LeBron done. We know the chef done.
Yeah.
Health is with KD. You finished too. Sorry, but you finished too.
Yeah.
Health is going to be a big factor for AD. Health is going to be a big factor for Joel, and that's where the US have a problem.
Yeah, because if they're not there, then
because now you got you factoring in Chet.
Chet, yes, yeah.
That's the answer to Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah,
that's the answer. Or you're gonna find Şengün and give him a passport. It's like do something. Do something.
Got to do something. Yeah,
we got to find because at big, you can now depend on JJJ, Jared Jackson Jr.
Yeah, and he played in the World Cup, didn't he, last year? I think, and
had a horrible one.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Yeah,
had a horrible one. So either he learned from that and you bring him back now, pair him with Bam, but then again, they're fine. They're defensive and what's not, but they will be tremendously undersized when you butt a France or Serbia or Spain.
Yes.
Yeah, tremendously undersized.
Yeah. Luke says, KD will get offered a chance at the 5th if he's still playing, but France are coming.
Yeah. France. So was Spain. We deal with them twice. We deal with them twice.
Dealt them aside too. Yeah, is that what
we deal with them twice. Argentina get away. Argentina was the one that got away. They get away. Yeah. They get, but then we come back at 08 and deal with them.
That Argentina team was good though.
Monster team.
That Argentina team was good.
Monster team.
Yeah, it was really good.
Ginobili, Luis Scola.
Yeah.
What?
No Shioni.
No Shioni.
Yeah.
That was some good bad boy players.
Yeah, bad boy players. It was absolutely.
It wasn't the Spain team though. I think that Spanish team was probably the best team. Then maybe the same France team, but actually no, Argentina. So that Spanish team was the best team that the US team had faced.
That 08 game, mate, that final, was the best Olympic game I've seen. It was the standard of basketball that was being played in that game was ridiculous. Yeah, and Kobe just killed him, didn't he? Just
Huh? First play of the game. I know what they're gonna run. Powell is coming off last on the screen. I'm gonna run through his fucking chest.
He's having it.
It was LeBron that doing his reaction. No, he's not, man. That's your boy, man. Nah, you're not doing that. And Kobe's like, first play of the game.
I'm doing it.
Powell is coming off the screen last.
Yeah.
I'm going to run through his effing chest.
And you're like, and everybody's like, oh no.
And Chris Bosh is like, ooh.
I see. Oh, it's like that. Okay. Yeah.
Message.
Absolutely. Yeah. I saw a rant jarring a bit at Gobert in the final. He was giving him a bit. He was giving him a bit of that.
Love my guy.
Man. Yeah.
When he splashed the deep two, the 18-footer, and Gobert couldn't get to him, and he was like, can't get here, What?
Mate. Fantastic.
Listen,
Future star, bro. 100%.
God, I love him.
You can't. You have got to love him. You can't do anything else.
Since the Lakers like to go and get players, my dream
No.
is for them to go and get
No.
yes. My dream is for them to go and get Ant-Man and Piggy Bank. Go and get Ant-Man and Piggy Bank. What? Jordan and Pippen reborn 2.0. What?
You'll do it again, won't you? You just do it all the time. So, I know you will as well. I'll be just like, oh God, again.
The other version of that dream, the one that everyone would probably accept, is they meet in multiple finals. There's one in the East, one in the West. Yeah. So they meet in multiple finals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, well, I think that's all we've got time for, man. But enjoyed it, mate. Thanks a lot for coming on the pod. It was an impromptu one. You know, we usually have the off season to recoup, and then we come back again, don't we?
See me advertising FIBA. FIBA need to pay us now.
If only, mate. If only.
Don't tell the copywriters don't come. This is my basketball. I paid for.
Yeah, I've purchased.
It happens to have on FIBA on it. Don't come for Matt. Don't come for Shooters Lounge. You're getting free publicity. You understand?
We're putting the word out, man. We're putting the word out.
Put the word out. Shooters Lounge.
Absolutely.
This is the podcast. This is the podcast. Mike and Pip. The podcast. Kobe and Shaq.
Wow. Yeah? Wowzers. Okay. That's high praise, my friend. Thank you very much. Do you want to let the people know where they can find you on the socials, Ballosopher?
You can find me on Ballosopher 005 on the artist formerly known as Twitter. You can find me on Instagram, Jean-Marc_Maximus. The ever coming is still ever coming. That's all I will say.
Where's the man on, mate? Talk to me about the man on, bro. What's happening? Come on.
Work happened.
Yeah, it gets in the way, bro. It's horrible, isn't it?
Sorry.
Stay tuned for that, though, guys. Thanks a lot, Ballosopher, for coming on, mate. It was good to talk. Always good to talk hoops with you, bro. So thanks a lot for coming on. As always, I'm Matt at PostUp323. You can follow us on the social, guys, at Shooters Lounge 3 on artist formerly known as Twitter and Instagram. You'll be able to rewatch this pod on YouTube, and later on this evening, it will be available on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. So check out for that. I'll put it out on the socials once it's available to download, so you can listen to it anytime on your morning commute, when you go to the gym, or just want to, listen to two guys talk about hoops, either or. So, thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. We will see you again. Very soon. It will soon be pre-season. We'll be getting back into season preview. Who's going to win it all? We're going through everything. So stay tuned for that, guys. So take care, and we'll see you again very soon.